Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to head out east along... Is this Route 11 or is it Route 12? Yep, Route 11. My incredible navigational skills are coming to the fore, and what does Parry want? Great start, great start. Oh no, trust me. Parry, man, I can empathise. It was a nightmare trying to catch that little tow rag. Teddiursa, for the record, has a 50% chance of fleeing, as I mentioned. So it can be very difficult to catch it. It's almost as bad as trying to catch an Abra. Except you don't have the benefit of using fast balls, in theory, on Abra. Because of course, it's only Magnemite, Grimer and Tangler on which fast balls work due to a bug. So, couple more opponents to defeat and then we can head back to Saffron City. I think there are just 2 people in between us and the Saffron Gym, really? I've been taking my time getting around to this because I wanted to build up more experience. Of course, if the gym isn't as strong as I think it is, I'm probably going to look a bit stupid. Then again, I'm always going to be showing my favourite gym a lot of respect. Sunny might come in handy along the way too. Let's go for Solar Beam just for the sake of it. Not a bad move, Aurora Beam. Unfortunately, Sunny is going to win that BMO war. And not quite enough to level up. Dash, I think, might come in pretty handy. So, is there a hidden item on this? I think this was where you got the TM for Payday in Generation 1. Oh, there is, and it's an elixir. Well, that was worth surfing 2 steps for. What does the sign say? Fishing spot. Fair enough, probably is worth trying out the Super Rod at some point, but we'll do that in a later episode. Well, do you remember, it's a bit vague. I mean, if we actually can physically perform the act of remembering things, then yes. Even if, back in episode 24, I didn't really do a very good job of remembering things and was forgetting who I'd battled about 5 minutes afterwards, but most of the time I'm pretty good on remembering things. Of course, this has its downsides because I tend to remember things I don't want to remember. And there we are, level 47. Nice work for Sunny. Another Sea King. Let's see. Well, I might as well just wrap this one up with Sunny, heal in Lavender Town, and then we can keep on going. I'll probably have Dash lead out through the gym. Mostly because he has Shadow Ball and is probably my best when it comes to... Well, in terms of physical attack, Gibson is the best, but he's also a little bit slow. So I'm not exactly sure what a solid special attacker will do to him. Of course, Dash's special defense isn't that great either. It's fairly ordinary. If I'd bothered to keep Amnesia, he might have an easier time of it. But I kept Defense Curl so he can combo with Rollout. And that has helped quite a bit if I'm going to be honest. Anyway, that is all wrapped up, so let's heal. Well, let's talk to him and... I presume that's what he's talking about, but... I don't really know if I want to remember tugging on a rod that much. You can make your own innuendos there, ladies and gentlemen. So we are all ready to go ahead and battle the Saffron City Gym. This one's been a long time coming. I think I showed off this route already. There's not a lot to do here. You can catch some good Pokemon if you want. But we're raring to go. Let's put Dash at the front of the party. Now, Dash doesn't exactly have the greatest attack stat in the world. In fact, most of my team is not overly powerful. However, most psychic types don't have great defense, so I should be able to exploit Shadow Ball pretty well. That's what I'm hoping anyway. I believe there are only 4 other trainers besides Sabrina to battle here. And I don't really remember how to navigate the place. You do also encounter mediums as well. I believe there were channelers here using Ghost-type Pokemon in Generation 1. Just a Drowsing, I might have been worrying for nothing. We will conserve our uses of Shadow Ball and slug them with Strength. And good shot by Dash. Hypno will break out Shadow Ball for. Hypno is reasonably bulky with great special defense. If you didn't manage to get Abra, it was a reasonable substitute. In Generation 1 anyway, because that high special became the special defense. I'm thinking if the power of everyone who I defeated did come to her, they weren't very strong anyway. So, where do we go? Okay. So yes, the Fighting Dojo was indeed once the gym of Saffron City. Sabrina wiped them out. Pretty much destroyed any credibility they had, but we do have some pretty good fighting-type gyms along the way. It's a fairly prominent type for specialists to actually have. In Generation 1, you have Bruno in the Elite Four. Generation 2 and 3, you have gyms, Chuck and Brawly. Generation 4, there is Maylene's gym. Generation 5, Marshall of the Elite Four uses them. Generation 6, Coroner of Shallower City uses them. And Generation 7, you have Hala using them. So they've popped up in the hands of at least one specialist each generation. Interestingly, Dark types actually don't have a gym leader, as in the traditional sense. They do have a Kahuna using them. Nanu, I think Nanu's the guy's name. I've just gone stupidly blank on it for some reason. Put it up on screen, future me, and make sure to chew me out for blanking out on that one. Problem is, I tend to remember Acerola, because I'm pretty sure his name is Nanu. He doesn't do that much. Admittedly, he's more than happy to keep Team Skull contained somewhere they can cause trouble, and it is implied he can step up when he needs to. He's certainly skilled when it comes to helping investigate the Ultra Beasts, so... Okay, so we're back there. Where does this take us? To another opponent. And I think I've just traumatized that lady for life. Yeah, look at that expression. She's seen into my soul and she is horrified by what's there. As they say, a mind is a terrible thing to read. Wouldn't exactly be great having those powers because you could uncover some pretty horrifying thoughts. And Slowbro, this will be a tougher opponent to deal with because it is fairly bulky. Tougher as in might not knock it out in one shot. Well, we came very close, and its special defense has fallen, which is admittedly pointless. Granted, you might try and lower it so that Gengar could hit harder with its special attacks, but there really wasn't much point giving it Shadow Ball. Generation 4, on the other hand, where Shadow Ball is a special attack and has the chance of lowering special defense, sort of like Psychic. Now that's dangerous. Okay, I think this one? No, not that one. This one? Rightio, we've found where we need to go to battle the last opponent. We'll make it to Sabrina shortly. And what do you have? You have Kadabra, which I can probably knock out by using Strength. Now the trainers in here don't seem particularly strong, so I'm getting a little baffled. Did I mess things up? Okay, so we need to find where to go to get to Sabrina. It's not that one. I think... so we took... Not that one. This one, I think it's here. Good, I do sort of remember where everything has gone. At least it wasn't an embarrassment like it, trying to navigate Price's gym. I missed the obvious solution several times. But let's get ready to battle. And you know what? Just for something different, I'm not actually having a Pokemon spotlight for today, partly because I don't want to do a spotlight on Mr. Mime. Instead, I'm going to go into an explanation of why Sabrina is my favourite gym leader. As I've said, today's spotlight is very different. It's all about Sabrina, the Saffron City gym leader, and a pivotal figure in my life as a Pokemon fan, if I'm going to be honest. It all started with the anime, 20 years ago now. Like a lot of people at the time, I was a fan of Pikachu and I was interested to see how Ash's Pikachu fared against various opponents. However, everything changed when it came to the Saffron City gym, as I mentioned in the spotlight for Abra. That Kadabra was something else. I'd never seen anything like it, and Sabrina's power was incredible as well. I have to admit, I was pretty impressed with her abilities, even if it was probably a little freaky, in hindsight, seeing her turn people into dolls. But that didn't matter for me. I thought she was amazing. I've been interested in psychic powers to a degree ever since, and I have loved psychic Pokemon since that day. It's why Alakazam is my favourite Pokemon. Of course, as time went on, I will confess to being a little smitten with Sabrina. I see a few of her personality traits in myself, that sort of quiet and reserved attitude, but with a willingness to make friends but not quite being sure how to go about it, hidden underneath everything. And this is actually implied in the Johto remakes. It is hinted that Sabrina has changed to a more casual look because she's actually sick of people considering her kind of creepy. She is definitely very nice, but she does have kind of a reputation as a go-to character for adaptational villainy, as you can see in the Pokemon Adventures manga, where she serves Team Rocket. That fact also proves bothersome for her in Black and White 2, where she finds it a bit annoying that she keeps getting stuck with villain roles. She really does actually want to make friends and have people see the nice person that is inside. Take a look, for example, at the Electric Tale of Pikachu, where she is portrayed as a kindly shrine maiden. She will actually get a bit upset and sad if the player happens to refuse the offer of her phone number, though as to why you would, I don't know. She will actually be quite happy if you do accept, and will have a lot of praise for you along the way. While that redesign was indeed a bit controversial for some people, if you look closer there is actually a valid reason and a very sweet and kind person underneath it all. Even though she doesn't like battling, she is incredibly capable nonetheless. Her team can tear unprepared opponents apart, especially in Generation 1 where it's pretty broken because psychic types, and in Heart Gold and Soul Silver where her team is a bit stronger and she can actually catch people off guard if they go straight to the Saffron City gym and don't have a high enough level team. Just look at what she did to the Fighting Dojo. That used to be Saffron City's gym, but Sabrina utterly dismantled them. While I admit the Pokemon series is not always big on character development, if you look closely, Sabrina, and indeed all the gym leaders in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, will actually show a fair bit of development. She has been my favourite from the very beginning, and I am always grateful to her for giving me my love of Psychic-type Pokemon. As you have probably seen, I've chronicled every single team she uses in the mainline games. That's it for this special spotlight on a very important trainer to me. Thank you all for listening, and let's get back to the battle. And let's get going with the battle. Rightio, they weren't as high level as I thought they were. They are closer to level 50. I got things a bit messed up. I thought they were slightly higher than 50 for some reason. But either way, she is still a very strong opponent. Of course, the legendary Slayer of Miltank takes out Espeon in one shot. Alakazam might be a bit faster. I think her team is a little stronger in the remake, and that's where I was going a bit wrong. Much as I like you, Sabrina, unfortunately, you've got to go down. And against the inexorable force that is the mighty Longboy, she doesn't seem to stand a chance. Down in 3 shots! Way to go, Dash. I knew it was a good idea keeping you around, little buddy. I flattened you with a Furret. I mean, that's probably a bit of a surprise. No wonder you didn't see it coming. I mean, who expects the Slayer of Miltank? But, a very enjoyable battle against my favourite gym leader. Now, I know that is true, but unfortunately the game doesn't let me keep that. Thanks for a lovely time, Sabrina. Not that one, I think we want to go to this one. And then it's this one. No, it's the other corner. And there we go. That has wrapped things up very nicely. Oh, wait a minute. Fishing rod. Whoops. Well, anyway, our next objective will be to head to Fuchsia City. Actually, I think we might have to go to Pallet Town. Anyway, I will surf out from Fuchsia City in the next episode. We might be able to access Cinnabar Island from there, because all we have to do is head across the sea down to Cinnabar so we can battle the 7th gym. That wraps things up quite nicely. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next installment of our scenic tour through the Kanto region.